Hello everybody and welcome to the Cone Racing League. I'm joined again today by Jack.
Hello.
So yeah, we are here for round 4 at Qatar, tier 2 of course, yeah, the red tier. And the land of track limits, from what drivers are saying, sounds like a lot of them are going to be broken. So it should be a very interesting qualifying of invalidated laps and drivers seeing how much they can push without going too close to the edge. But yeah, Glowstick, you raced here yourself on Monday, so, well, chaotic track, plenty of overtaking opportunities, or was it a bit kind of far and few between? You got that one DRS zone and not much else.
I mean, there is a couple good overtaking spots. One I will mention if you are close enough to get to it anyway. As I'll go, we are on board with, it's one of the Hasses out first, it's Krico. I think it's, I don't know the corners for this track. This is turn 1. Two, 3, 4, 5. Turn 6, the hairpin in sector 2.
Oh yeah.
You can get a couple of good overtaking spots if you just send it down the inside. Obviously, if you're close enough.
Yeah. You don't want to kill anyone too much.
Exactly. You don't want to be sending it and then just go straight into their cycle pod.
Stewards do not smile on attempted murders, so hopefully they are avoided by our drivers. But of course, that's what the stewards are for, to keep that in line. Good evening to Nathan in the chat, wishing on drivers, and I guess us as well, good luck. They'll soon be racing in tier 1 in half an hour. So,
good evening.
Who's that is going past him? One of the Alfa Romeo's first man to the line then.
Tope.
It's going to be Tope, our P2 in the championship, his teammate actually, Scream P1. Speaking of the championship, it is an Alfa Romeo 1-2, Scream and Tope, 2 points separating them, and an advantage of 12 points over the entire rest of the field, both. So, looking very strong for tier 2's Alfa Romeo boys.
Yep. I will take you through the lap of Tope, coming through turn 2 now. Don't really want to be braking here, but sometimes you might have to. As now we're coming to the 2 right-handers here, going down to 5th and then staying in 5th through here. Coming to turn 6, the hairpin. Quite tricky to get through. Now turn 7. Don't want to be going too wide, otherwise you will be invalidating, obviously. And then coming through turn 10 now. And now this little kink here is technically counted as turn 11. Now turn 12 should be fully flat out through these corners. As Tope is lucky not to invalidate there, but just kept it in. Again, kept it in.
Said that. No, he does invalidate in the end. And straight
invalidated. I'm going to stay on board with Krico. I'm coming through the final corner, turn 16. The only DRS straight on this track. Coming up to the line, he's going to run out of ERS. 20.9. That's a very good time.
I was hearing the drivers, there he is, Legend sets at 21.8. Earlier on I was looking in the drivers chat and some of them seemed to think they wouldn't even manage to get into the 120s at all. So I imagine Krico pretty happy with that. We've seen his fast before his teammate Tigriff next to the line, and he just shy of his teammate by what is that 600ths. That's 21 flat for him. Next man to the line was Victor. Then we've got one of the Red Bulls, I think Dylan, who goes up to P3 at 21.4 for him. Right, which McLaren, that's Cal Cohen. He's the next man. 21.9, so a bit of a slow time from him. Time to improve still. Reserve demorts up to P4s. We've got one other car ahead. We'll see where they slot in. It's AJ Wuhan into P6, but then Tango knocks him down, puts himself up into P3 only just, and as I say that, Scream, our championship leader, up to P3 for him at 21.1, a couple tenths off of the pole time.
Very interesting track to navigate, of course. They first raced here, I think it was back in 2020. I think they first raced here, or was it 2021?
I'm going to be honest, clueless.
I think it was 2021, because, yeah, it was 2021. I think Hamilton won the race. Of course, MotoGP race here as well. The motorbikes and stuff, they race here. I'd say it's a lot easier on a bike, because of course they're a lot not wider. Like,
well, you can fall off a bike. But
I mean, yeah, you can fall off a bike. But so
of course a purple first sector for the Frenchman of De Wil. He didn't reckon he'd be doing too good tonight, not a massive fan of this track, but you can never count out De Wil. As it's saying hello to us. Hello, hello. The man I assume not racing tonight, didn't see him check in, so you watching from on holiday, busy working, or just don't like Qatar enough that you're ditching it?
I think he's on holiday.
Here we go, round in the final bend.
Mr. It's.
And De Wil sets quite a slow time actually, 22.2, P13, slowest time you have yet on the board. Trying to see who's next to the line. There's a few drivers. Tope about to start his lap, as is Strange. Is that the Ferrari of Nolsey soon to get to the start line to finish his lap off? So a 22.1, bit slow for a banker lap, but right, yeah, he's in Norway. There's Carl P4.
Reserve. For Nelly, I think it is. I think we only have 2 reserves tonight. You got Carl replacing Nelly for tonight, and you got D Mortis replacing Ids, who's in Norway at the moment. Enjoy your holiday, mate. Yep.
Waitsy up into P7 for him. Tope's invalidated his lap in the first or second sector here. Which puts Strange as the next man, who actually is just sitting behind Ids. Now, I wonder if Ids is going to pit the end of this lap, or if he's going to try and get another one out of these tyres. Strange showing purple middle sector. We've seen his speed, his P3 in the championship. Not a slow man and not a driver to discard. So here we go. Almost been given the slipstream here by his championship rival. Not quite near enough, but let's see how well he's judged it. How is he going to do among the drivers? And that is straight up to the front. 17,000th clear of Criko. Strange onto provisional pole for the moment.
Hobson's going to be next to the line. Opening up DRS now. Up to the line, what's it going to be for the Ferrari? 5th?
121.221. Tope is out a moment and he's gone round. Moving out the way of his teammate coming through there. And yeah, making sure to stay well out of the way of the other drivers. Don't have a Captain Nick moment and get yourself DNF'd about. So trying to work out who's on laps, who's not on laps. I think Criko now starting a lap, quarter of a tenth down in the first sector. So Williams peeling off to the side. Qatar, very open track. not quite as open as the like of France. They've actually put in a few bits of grass and gravel, much to the benefit of the racing. But there we go, Kryko now up 1/10. This is fast enough for provisional pole, and still more time for him to find in the last sector. It's right up to the line there, you can see coming now down towards the last corner. And here we go, the graphics look quite dodgy from there, but there we go. And he is up to the front, lost a bit of time in the last sector, but that is a 1:20.888 for the Haas driver. I think he'll be happy with that one.
Next is going to be Victor in the Alpine, coming from the final corner now, opening up the DRS.
We call it P6, my guess.
P6?
Oh no, only P9 for him. Lost a little time in the last sector, not a whole lot. Okay, Cal Cohen then, next man, if he hasn't invalidated. He's not, moves up to P12 for him.
Oh, as Farrell, he's had a little bit of a moment in turn 7.
Yeah.
I think Legend, he was only a 10th up in the first sector.
In front of you, one of the Alfa Romeos. Scream possibly about to improve his lap, possibly about to start another lap. Yep, Scream, there we go. Ha! 4,000ths, but he does have it nonetheless. Provisional pole for the current championship leader. So let's see how much Legend can move up the order. Nearly a second down on the pole time at the moment. And there we go, up to P12 for 21.6 for him. So Farrell, slow one from him. We'll hop aboard them with his teammate Stein. He's found 2/10 so far. There is McLaren ahead. I'm not sure if that'll be Waitsy or Cal Cohen. I think it might be Waitsy about to start his lap. Yes, it was. So not setting a time then, of course. Steiny moving up. No, staying in P16. Does improve by 3/10. Doesn't gain any actual positions. Jacob AJ Wuhan improves by a small amount, up to P14 for him. As DeWill is the next man. Him only up to P17, which Knowlesy might immediately snatch back here. And no improvement from Knowlesy. So, Tope, the man yet to set a lap, invalidated one of his laps, then he had a little spin on his next go around.
Dean Morse coming through the final corner again, opening up DRS. He's used his deploy, that's going to make him slow on the straight. Will he improve? He does, P5.
I think he'll be pretty happy with that one. One of the Aston Martins, it's Farrell. No, Farrell, I don't know why Farrell hasn't pitted. He seems to have run out of fuel, certainly ran out of VRS. A 124.6, that is not going to see any improvement for him. Not necessarily the same true for Waitsy, who has again used all his deployment before the final straight, but he's got DRS on his side. How much can he find? 10th and a half up to P8 for the McLaren.
Again, very close session. First to 15th, separated by 7/10.
Yeah, and the
That's
pole
really
time is very close as well.
Only 1.2 seconds between first and 18th.
Right, so I don't believe anyone on a lap. I think most people are on an in-lap, with the exception of Hobbsy, who is on an out-lap. So keeping board with Hobbsy for now. Watch him go around, warm up his tyres. He's moving out the way of a car that he doesn't know is on an in-lap. Can't blame him. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. I always find having a night race that there's so many lights around it, lighting up the track.
I will say something. The fuel and the ERS is so bad around this track. Like, the fuel, you have to put like an extra, I think it was like...
Sorry, small moment by Hobbs there, catches it.
I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was, you need to put in an extra 2.5 to 3 laps of fuel in, because it's that bad.
Hobbsy has now just invalidated. Now does he pull into the pits and change tyre? Or does he go around again, quite clearly going slowly? Which of the McLarens is that? Is that a Carl Cohen's size lap? That is, that put him as the next man to certainly start a lap.
And the ERS is really difficult to try and recharge. It's really bad for ERS and fuel around this track.
Yeah, we've already seen the quality ERS struggles. A few drivers running out before getting to the line, not balancing their deployment well enough. So we've got front three drivers, all within 1/10, 3 different teams. Who do we reckon is going to get that pole?
Oh.
Scream, Criker and Strange all showed to be monsterly quick. And actually, while he's currently down in P19, you can't exactly take Taupe out of the equation. He's shown some almighty speed. I think he won. Did he win last week? Yeah, he did win last week.
Yes, he did. I think it's going to go to Crico.
Okay.
Ocon improving though in the second sector by a 10th.
Yeah, hopefully the traffic's staying out the way. One car staying out the way. Ooh, this could cause problems. This is going to cause problems. How much has that affected his lap? That line did not look too perfect, although he does now have slipstream. Whether he wanted the slipstream or the clean air, we'll never know. But here we go. P7 for the McLaren, and he is now backing off. That was his last lap. He will not be improving, so now it's just a game of us trying to work out which car is next to the line. So it's Will starting his lap, one of the Red Bulls. Is that going to be Strange or is it going to be Dylan? No, Strange just starting his lap now.
Legend.
Legend, right.
Oh wait, no, he's on an out lap.
Knowles is starting his lap. T-Griff. A 120.9, another man into the 120s, up into P4 for him. Hobbsy with the next man, he's looking to improve, and he's currently sitting in P6. Doesn't improve in the end. To Aston Martin behind him. Farrell starting his lap. Steiny, actually I think also starting his lap off. Okay, so the time is now ran over. Dylan moves up into P5 there. Is that a Williams or a... I can't tell the difference between the Williams and the Alpine. It's an Alpine. It's an invalidated lap by AJ Wuhan. As the next man to the line will be Demorts up into P4 as Crico, the man who you've voted for, sticks it up the front. Scream not able to improve on his lap there. So I'm going to hop on board with Taupe. I have no idea where he is compared to the others. Carl crossing the line, remaining in P9. We've got Strange soon to come to the line. Let's keep an eye on that blue dot on that timing board. He moves up to P2. He puts himself onto the front row. So looking all the more better for Crico. There's two main challengers here, T-Riff and Taupe. See what they can do as Knowlesy remains P18. Two Aston Martins, Farrell, Steiny ahead here. Just behind actually McLaren getting a wonderful bout of slipstream. Steiny up to P12, Farrell up to P8, Taupe to P9, but knocked down as Waitsy goes up to P4. That is not really a name I expected to see quite that high. I guess the slipstream working perfectly for him. Waitsy P8 in the championship, so I guess not completely outside the bounds of possibility. I bet he'll be happy with that. But your pole prediction was right on the money.
Yeah, just a really good guess, I guess. But happy for Waitsy. Of course, me and him both being in the same esports team.
Yeah, RDR. So here we go. Let's do a quick run through of the timings. Kryko on pole, actually a German front row lockout for Kryko and Strange. Then Scream after a P2 last week, qualifying P3. Waitsy and D-Morts, Tigriff, Dylan, Hobbsy, Farrell and Taupe finishing out the top 10 after winning last week. Cal Cohen, Carl, Tango and Steiny finishing off row 7, and Victor, Legend, AJ Wuhan, DeWill and Nolsey finishing off the order. Look how close everyone is. Sorry,
Yeah,
excuse me.
close.
Especially up at the top, ridiculously so. I would not want to be the one to call who is going to win this race.
Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult to predict who will win.
Tango, see less bottles on the pop aisle than me in that session. Yeah, you weren't the only one I saw making mistakes there. Taupe went for a spin at one point, probably couldn't afford to push on that last lap. Had to play it a little bit safe. Here we go. One of the night races. Which, to be fair, doesn't work amazingly with PS4 graphics. But always an impressive thing to see with the proper F1 races. I think the main reason they do night races is just because it's far too hot. There was that Bahrain race, I can't remember when it was like 40 odd degrees, all the drivers sweating, all the cars breaking down. Absolutely mad.
Bahrain, of course.
Yeah.
Like, Middle Eastern tracks in general, just too hot to race in the day. Bahrain being one of them, Qatar, Saudi
Singapore
would probably
yeah.
be hot. I'd say, like, Singapore isn't really Middle Eastern, but I reckon it probably would get a bit hot, especially during days.
Yeah. I think it was the 2006 Bahrain Grand Prix that was the hottest in record.
Yeah.
Alonso won that one in his wonderful blue and yellow Renault. I don't know if he'd wrapped up the championship at that point or not, but the fact his car
it was
survived
only
the
the
end.
first race of the season.
Actually that. I don't think Bahrain was the first one back then. It was usually... Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was
back in 2006 it was.
I thought it was Australia back then.
Nah. Bahrain.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
I think 2010 the season opener was in Bahrain as well.
Yeah, because in my mind, kind of, it's always been, and I know this is only a certain period. There's actually no,
As
sorry,
we
let's
have
go.
5 red lights.
And away they go. Kryko on the outside, Strange with the inside. Kryko opted for the hard tire while Strange jumps up to the front on those mediums, making a move for the lead. Can he hold it around the outside? Is he going to do it? Kryko now with the inside line for the next corner, fighting him back. He has got himself back ahead of Strange, and now Scream put himself into play, pulling alongside himself on the hard compounds. Only hards and mediums being used so far. No mistakes from any drivers. No one crashing out, falling back. Just having said that, very wide from Kryko there. Pulls back on to the track. Overtakes all over the place, and there's a bit of contact there, and there's a car that's DNF'd.
Oh.
Farrell.
I had no idea what happened there.
Sort of caught it, but not really that much. I'm going to watch it back in the stream and see if I can work out what did happen. A VSC for the moment. So, I think Taupe was involved. One of the McLarens looked like they were involved.
I'm trying to see if anyone has...
Yeah, Taupe and Cal Cohen. I wouldn't be surprised if either of them pit here.
Carl hasn't got a wing.
Oh, Carl's not going to win. Interesting.
Carl's
So
not
racing
got a front wing.
resumes here, and Carl being passed by everyone. Steamort's going a little bit wide there. T-Griff lining
Tango as well in the pits. There's a lot of drivers in the pits. It's strange. He's taking back the lead. But here comes Krico with the outside line, trying to cut it to the inside. Strange keeps it. He's back in first.
I think once Strange gets through, he's going to be able to use those mediums to his advantage. But this front train, this top 7 drivers, have actually have a pretty big lead. I think that's because anyone Steiny down was caught up in that incident, at least somewhat.
Yeah. Some of the biggest gainers slash...
Sorry, Waitsy and Hobbsy side by side. Hobbsy trying to go around the outside. You know what? He's made it stick. He kept a tyre there in place, and now, ooh, is Waitsy using a little bit of the grass. Not steering on white lines.
Warning.
Yeah. Right, anyway, you were saying?
Biggest gainers slash losers in positions. Legend up 7. Steiny up 6. Wuhan or Jacob up 6 as well. DeWill is the next highest with 5. But at one point Dylan was down 7, but now he's got 3. Taupe down from 14th, or down from 10th to 14th. Coco and Tango, and then Carl with 6.
Yeah, and I think that gap between the front two is starting to build a little bit now. Able to bring the mediums into play.
Another thing we should probably predict is how many people are going to run out of fuel.
Well, I guess there's a possibility. With Tier 1, usually they're a bit better at avoiding doing so. Sorry, Tier 2, they're a bit better at avoiding doing so, but always a possibility. The more VSCs and safety cars there are, the better.
Yep, that's true. We've already had 1 VSC. Because of Farrell, unfortunately getting... We're not sure what happened, but assuming he's gotten hit from behind into someone.
Yeah, well, it looked like Taupe. I think it might have been Taupe tapped on the rear when I went back and watched it. And then kind of got caught on Calco in as well. It was a combination. Hard to say if it will be penalised by the stewards or if it will be deemed a racing incident. But here we go. DRS. Krico will not have the DRS, which puts Scream in a good position in P3 to close that gap down and close it down. He certainly is. Looking to the inside of that Haas car, and he's made it work actually behind another overtake occurring. T-Griff past Steamorts up into P4, the 2 Alfa Romeos. So the 2 Haas cars now next to each other on track. Though there's a little bit of a gap between them.
Yeah, but it's really unfortunate for Taub because we're seeing good performances from him, but it's very unfortunate to see him down in 18th as Nullsy on them soft compounds sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, now, Taupe, I don't know what and why, but has already done 2 pit stops. I assume that's 2 instances of needing a new front wing. He doesn't want to fall down a lap though. He will very much be hoping for a front wing, sorry, a safety car to come out on track, allow him to catch back up. He won't be hoping for a new front wing, he'll be hoping to take his current one to the end of the race.
I'm gonna make a prediction for what happened to him. He pit originally as Steiny has picked up the first penalty of the race. Don't do what I did and pick up 15 seconds of him, Steiny. But I'm assuming what happened was he came into pit to change his front wing originally. They didn't change it, so he had to come back in.
Yeah. Well, it could just be he came out on track then, ready to feisty battle again. Steiny looking for the move on Legend. Not gonna happen, not quite near enough.
Currently on the Aston Martin left in this race now is Steiny. T-Griff is getting really close to Krico now.
Yeah, I suspect he'll want to try and get him on main straight, closing that gap down. Of course, has the medium tyre advantage for the moment. Strange has used it to get out of the DRS range of Scream.
As we're starting to see the first DRS trains forming. 3rd to 7th, and now let's say 8th to 13th. Actually, it's 2nd to 7th, sorry.
Yeah.
First DRS trains.
Actually, I don't think any of the guys in the back who had to pit are within DRS range, so let's see what people can do. Kryko actually closing down on screen the most. I think this is the most likely overtake to happen. Yeah, sends it up the inside easily through, up into 2nd.
Down the inside of Hobbsy, but Hobbsy's trying to do a switch back, and Waitsy's got it done. Nice move from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, very well done from him. Only caught the end of that one.
As Strange has now only got a 1 second gap. I think he made a little bit of a mistake.
Ooh, it's Kryko.
Oh, Kryko!
Huge moment there. Catches it, avoids going off, but flies down the order, tumbles down from 2nd to 5th. Now going to be under some pressure from Waitsy, and lost his composure a bit after that one.
Yeah, just a little snap of oversteer there, trying to get on the throttle, I think a bit early to try and close to Scream, but then that happened. Very unfortunate, but lucky to still be in the race.
Yes, here we go. What is going to happen? Scream pulling over, but ahead, T-Griff looking to go around the outside. And behind, actually, D-Mort's looking to make it 2 cars. Going for the move, not going to happen in the end. Just too wide to make anything of it.
Steiny's just gotten past Legend, and Dylan's trying to get past him now as well. 2 Alpines getting a bit racy with each other. I don't think there's any team orders.
Yeah, Jacob the one leading the 2 of them.
There's Victor having a little bit of a rear lock up there, trying to do an inertia drift into that corner, but luckily saves it. Let's see, D-Mart says T-Griff.
Ooh, that is important. The man in P2 picking up 3 seconds of penalties. It is just 2 drivers for the moment. Sure, plenty more have warnings as T-Griff actually has a small moment there. Scream will be looking at that thinking, right, time for me to get an overtake here.
Yeah, Scream will be smelling the blood in the water.
It was initially a bit of a poor exit, but I mean, just the DRS down this straight here, flying past up into P2, back ahead of T-Griff.
Is that the expression? Blood in the water? Smells blood in the water? Something like that.
That is an expression. You're not making it up. So, Alpines again fighting away. Ooh, Jacob has a moment. Victor has a code brown. Nearly goes into the back of him. Been very well reacted by Victor.
And Scout Cohen gets past Nolte.
It's P14. A reminder, points for the top 12. But only 1 point for 12. 30 points for the win. Strange and Scream actually P1 and 2. No strangers to that fact. Scream won round 1, Strange won round 2, if I'm not mistaken, which I might be.
No, he got a penalty and then Tangle won it. Dylan got the penalty now. Strange won it on track, but I think because of his penalty, he got dropped down and Tango won it.
Yeah, Scream won round 1, Strange got penalties, he didn't quite win round 2.
As Legend looking to get past Steiny. Steiny inside, he's got it done, the Williams driver. Up to P8.
I think we might see an overtake for P14. Nolsey almost softs, looking for a move on Cal Cohen. And yeah, easy. Save his ERS doesn't have to use any of that. This is actually further up, we didn't see the overtake. But Dylan overtaken by one of the two Alpines, Jacob. And hang on, what is this? A very different line through there, almost caught the back of his car. Almost looked like he was trying to swipe him off there. There's Victor behind, picking up a little bit of time penalty.
Oh,
and,
Jacob!
Had a moment.
Taps the wall. I don't think he's got damage though.
Yeah, it was very close. It certainly got a bit of gravel on him. I don't think it was enough to take any damage on the car.
Yep, no damage. Got away with that, Jacob did.
Lucky boy.
As we see D-Morts on the back of Tigriff, but Tigriff on the straights just...
Yeah, he's just faster, isn't he?
Lower.
Closing down on the Alfa Romeo. Bit of a last minute mutt block there. But in the end, it does successfully defend that P2
Victor
position.
And Steiny. Steiny getting past Legend again, Victor getting past Dylan, as Jacob has come into the pits to get a new front wing. I thought he didn't get any damage, but maybe it was just slight.
Yeah, it could be he got some yellow damage and decided, you know what, I'll play the long game. I'm not going to get a whole lot of points from here. I will hope for a safety car and just, for now, get a bit of clean air working underneath me. What's he gone on to? He's gone on to a fresh set of mediums. So we will see how they work for him. And I will be back in a second. I'm going to leave the camera on wait seat, but I need to get myself some water, which I simply forgot to get beforehand. So I'll leave you to the commentary for now. Camera's on wait seat.
Alright. Just me for the moment, guys. Jonathan has gone to get a drink of water. Steiny, I think that's another penalty for him. Yes, it is. He's got another penalty. That's up, brings his total up to 6 seconds. But let's have a look. Wait, see. Not close enough to try and make a move here. As Tigriff getting past Scream now up to P2. Goes the Haas.
Just got back in time to miss the overtake. But still hear about it. So yeah, I mean, all this fighting is great for Strange. Strange for now can be quite low pressure. He's out of DRS range, no risk of overtake, being overtaken. And I imagine if he's playing smart, he hasn't got any warnings. He might do. Actually, I'll check that now while these boys are in the middle of the track. So Strange.
Oh, who's this? Victor.
Oh, hang on.
Victor spun. Not
he
sure
hasn't.
what happened.
Not seen any damage, but certainly dropped behind his group. You can see there his tyres hopped from that moment. But yeah, can confirm no warnings for Strange.
Right.
So playing it smart so far. Over a third of the way done with the race, though not yet halfway.
Because I don't know if you were here to hear this, but Steiny has got 6 seconds of penalties now.
No, I wasn't here for that bit.
And Jacob, now another penalty. Well, not another penalty, but another driver to pick up a penalty.
So are we going to see Scream get past Tigriff? Again, of course, the man at the front of the DRS train is the man exposed to being overtaken. And that is what is happening. Going to try and hold it around the outside. Going to do a very gallant job of trying to hold it around the outside. But over the white line, you know what? No, he's managing to hold it here. But now, no. Wrong part of the track. Scream finishes the move off around the outside. As D-Morts makes himself known. Looking for the move now. Cut off in the end. These are 3 white, red and black cars. All different teams.
Yeah. As Legend got past Steiny again. These two having a great little battle as Jacob sets the fastest lap. And then new medium. Seymour's looking to try and make a move on T-Griff.
I think he went a bit deep though in that corner. Slower exit there. So we'll see again who's going to get moves done into, well, down the main straight. And actually, are they faster, kind of overtaking each other on the main straight, or are they as a group slowing themselves down, allowing Strange to walk away from it? Have quite a stress-free race. I mean, I know 1.5 isn't that stress-free of a gap to have, but certainly very different as all. Legend into the pit lane there.
Yep.
Now overtaking. Ooh, no, not quite happening. T-Griff had a little look.
With another penalty. 6 seconds now for the Alpine driver. But yeah. Very close. But the gap it looks like it's closing from Strange to Scream. I think Strange at one point it was 1.7 seconds. It's now down to 1.4.
Yeah, well, it does seem to be staying at about 1.5 on average. If it does come down to 1.4, then that is the difference being made. But Scream is going to have the advantage. The hard tyres probably faring a little bit better than the mediums now.
Oh, Scream makes a little bit of a mistake. That brings the gap up to 1.9 seconds now.
And that
silly mistake from the Alpha.
Right on his rear, yeah. Just so we were talking about the gap coming down, I missed that mistake. You can certainly see on the time board. As T-Griff peeling off into the pits, the only one from this group to do so. That gives Scream a bit of leeway here. Who actually himself has already gained 3/10 back onto Strange. You do wonder just how much Strange struggling on those mediums now. Yeah, he's so much slower at the moment. I think the guys on the hards are just able to be faster. I mean, there are still some parts of the track that seems to be the mediums have the advantage, but certainly the tide's changing from where it started out. Scream, yeah, I imagine Strange will be pitting this lap and stay on board with him and see how he manages through these corners, but he just seems to be hemorrhaging time at this stage of the race. And it would not surprise me if he came out on track behind T-Griff. T-Griff on fresh tyres, they'll take a while to warm up, but T-Griff is in clean air. Maybe Hobbs behind him might pose a little bit of a threat.
Calco in now with another, well, no, not another, I'm sorry. That's his first penalty of this race.
And yet, race leader Strange is into the pits.
And now Demorch with a penalty, and Strange and Scream both coming into the pit lane.
So Strange, I'd suspect, yeah, going on to the hard tyres. Now, where is he going to come out on track compared to the likes of T-Griff? Obviously going to come out on track ahead of him, but will T-Griff get him into turn 1? That is what I'm interested in. Was staying out that one more lap a risk not worth taking? There's the Haas. Here's the Red Bull. Who's going to have it on the exit of turn 1? It appears it's Strange for the moment, but T-Griff, yeah, his tyres are already up to temperature. And that is the undercut working beautifully for T-Griff. Strange caught out. That gap was 1.9 seconds when T-Griff pitted. And now, all gone in just a matter of 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, I noticed this as well. The undercut is quite powerful if you time it right anyway. But Demorch are now the new race leader as Jacob with, I think that's another penalty. Yep, 6 seconds of penalties now.
Yeah, 3 drivers in 6 seconds now as Demorts and interestingly Kryko on the hards pulls into the pits. Waitsy then inheriting the race leader, Steiny picking up some penalty time there, up to 9 seconds now for the Aston Martin driver. That is a hell lot more than you want to have.
Yeah, he might beat my record here of 15 seconds, I'm not too sure.
He continues to the rate he's going.
But I hope
so here we
not,
go.
but,
Sorry to interrupt. Dylan getting past DeWill into turn 1. But importantly, DeWill yet to get any penalties.
Yeah,
I think the longer this race goes, we said at the start, this is the land of track limits. The longer the race goes, the more drivers that are going to have that black and white flag next to their name.
As Demorts and Kryko come out behind, so that's the proof that the undercut is strong around this track. They've got a 2.6 second gap to them, to the likes of Scream, Strange and Tigriff, but yeah, the undercut is just strong here. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's another driver pitting at the back. Carl Cohen pulling into pit. So just our front 5 drivers yet to pit at all. Carl pit the end of lap 1 due to incidents he was involved in there.
6 seconds of penalties now for the Haas driver.
Ooh, and actually, yeah, he's looking for the move on Victor as well at the same time. I think just too hasty to try and move up through the order. He is the man in net P1 and he's trying to use that to his advantage. But the moment in a battle, trying to block from Strange behind while ahead. Now, does he get DRS? I'm not sure how it works here, given that Victor pulled off into the pits. Is that? No, he does still have DRS. He is protected for this 1 lap and this 1 lap only. Strange not going to have the advantage of having DRS in a car that doesn't have it, but he might go for the move nonetheless. He is considering it, but no, in the end, not happening. So, just Steiny yet to pit. We've got Tigriff leading with 6 seconds of penalties. Overall, once Steiny pits, Strange behind, very fast man. Last time we checked, no warnings, but then Scream also extremely fast. The championship leader, he is on the mediums. If he can make those mediums last, this might very well be his race.
DeWill and Jacob having a little battle here. DeWill getting past the Alpine. Tango setting the fast lap now.
Oh, there we go. Actually on board for Jacob before that one. We saw him cut the inside, pick up another 3 seconds, taking another driver up to 9 seconds of time penalties.
I swear they're trying to beat my record now.
They're doing a jolly good job. So I think about to see Steiny peel off into the pits. Yes. Yep. So, sees the Ferris wheel, sees the crane.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. Tigriff has got 8% of battery, where Strange has got 70 plus.
Ooh, and Scream somewhere almost right in the middle of them. This should be a slap bang overtake then. Strange closing.
Yeah, he's got it.
Easy. Well, I say easy, he's considering holding on around the outside, doesn't in the end. Now, what is Scream going to do?
I'm not too sure, but Hobbsy's came back into this race. Now he's up to 4th ahead of Kryko like and Demorts.
Hobbsy, throughout all the seasons of CRL Tier 2 I've seen him in, you just can't underestimate him, because you think, alright, yeah, he's one of the guys in the midfield, and then all of a sudden, he's in the top 5. Oh, is actually Tigriff going wide there. You look at the championship standings and see that Hobbsy, very much a player, maybe not for the championship lead. Near the top is Scream forced wide by Tigriff. Oh! Contact! And that is Tigriff around. I'm not sure that's Scream's fault.
No, I don't think that's Scream's fault. Tigriff left no room there.
I'm sure the stewards will be reviewing that one nonetheless, but yeah, feisty and just not necessary really.
Yeah, and now Hobbsy's up to 2nd because of that.
Hey, yeah. Actually, with no penalties as well. And very good news for Strange. Once again, Strange has got that buffer built up for him that he just wasn't really expecting to get this early on. I'm sure he'll be happy to take it. 2 seconds leaded the race, no current real signs of safety car. Of course, it's a possibility. Is Hobbsy then immediately taken back by Scream on those mediums, which I reckon Hobbsy should let happen. Because Scream, oh, as Hobbsy goes wide, stronger wide at the exit there, pick up that penalty. And now Criker behind. So, as I was saying, Scream is going to catch up with Strange far quicker. If I were Hobbsy, I'd stick behind, just get the DRS to stick on the back of Scream, and let Strange catch up. And now he's got the penalty, probably not able to consider the win as an option. But a podium should not be off his plate just yet, even if there are 3 drivers around him, 2 of which are ahead of him, without penalties just yet. Although actually Hobbsy already lost more than the second to Scream, so he might be out of DRS.
It's Victor with another penalty. That brings his total up to 12 now.
You are being challenged. I don't know if Tier 5 is
yes.
that beats it. No, I imagine the Tier 3 race is finished by now. So
yeah, probably, actually.
So here we go. Criker right on the back of Hobbsy, pressuring him all the way through this middle part of the track. It's called Paradox in the chat, giving a bit of love to the Williams boys legend and Carl Legend, not in too bad of a position at the moment. And is that freefall? I'm not sure. Either way, whoever's saying hello to me, hello back. You spelt my first name wrong, but no worries. Hello. Is Crico moves
what's their
up
into...
Well, actually, Hobbsy's dropped all the way down to P5 now.
Oh no.
Right, it is freefall. I was correct. Okay. So here we go. Hobbsy dropping another position. Seems to have all of a sudden he was second. What was it? 2 laps ago? Maybe just over 1. There we go. You spelled the name right now. But yeah, Jonathan and Jack, both Joes. So Hobbsy. Yep, there you go. So Victor with 12. Most of the drivers on 3, a few on 6 or 9 seconds. The front 3 all clean for the moment. The 2 Alpine boys having a competition to see who can get the most.
Someone's beating my record.
Oh, in Tier 3?
Steban had 18 seconds.
18 seconds penalty points. A whole lot more than you want. So, Waitsy is on the back of D-Morts. Can he get a good enough exit though? Being in a DRS train, always hard to tell. No, but Crico ahead has the advantage. Scream does not have DRS. Now, Crico and Scream are fighting for position. And also importantly, they kind of want to work together to catch Strange if possible. Crico on the fresher tyres, so has that advantage to him. Here we go, the race reaching its closing stage, the last third of the race. There's Waitsy.
Ooh, down the inside. I said this could be an opportunity. It's Victor now. Is 15
up to 15 seconds of penalty for Victor. Waitsy backing out in the end. Because Waitsy knows he has the advantage. He's got no penalties. D-Mots is a free overtake. What he wants to do is avoid losing Crico and Scream. He wants to stay on the back of them, not lose their DRS. And D-Mots on the hards could be what limits him from doing that. Taupe hitting onto the softs, which tells me congratulations Taupe on fastest lap. Steiny right on the back of Dylan. They just hopped on board with those two fighting for P9. Steiny relentless.
Oh, wow. Hits the back of Dylan there. Any moves happening? Scream closing to Crico. Decides not to make a move.
Yeah, I think possibly choosing to just let him catch up with Strange, in my opinion, the right decision. Why fight for P2 when you can fight for P1?
True. As Steiny's gotten past back, Dylan again.
Yeah, Hobbsy's dropped back even further, now 2.4 seconds off that front group. He was singing his praises earlier, but now he's kind of just fallen back.
not sure what's happening with Hobbsy there, but yeah, just I'm not too sure honestly, but let's have a look. Of course, Waitsy should technically have the tire advantage because he is only on the 5-lap-old mediums compared to like 6 and 7-lap-old softs, medium and hards even. As Demorts
up to 6 seconds now, is that? Yeah, up to 6 seconds for Demorts. So, any overtakes here? I don't think Scream's going to go for the move here. I think he's saving his DRS and going to go for it later. Let's see. Yeah, he's backing off. He's not going for the move. How then? No, Jacob is into the pit lane. Man, his teammate is now on 18 seconds of time penalties. 12-lap-old medium, so understandable why he's pitting. Now, is this for softs? It is for softs. Seems Taupe has a challenger on the fastest lap competition. Now actually, Jacob would have picked up 1 point if he'd kept on running. So interesting choice to pit, but I guess given his tyre life, it does make a little bit more sense. So he would have struggled to hold off Victor, though Victor having plenty of penalties to drop him behind, even if he doesn't get it on track.
This is now only a 1.1 second gap. Jacob gets another penalty. 12 seconds now for the Alpine drivers. Combined, both the Alpine drivers have 30 seconds of penalties. That's crazy.
Ooh, that is crucial. Important. We're actually on board with him for that one. Scream picking up 3 seconds. He's out of contention for the win now. And actually, Waitsy might be on for a podium. I say might be, he probably is. Immediately going to get past Demorts up into P4. He's got those fresher mediums, as you pointed out before. And yeah, nice and easily got the move done, despite both having DRS. So I think Strange is going to get onto the back. Sorry, Crikey's going to get onto the back of Strange this lap. I imagine both of them pushing. Is Victor's out? Is he retired in the pits?
He's retired in the pits.
Oh, he has. Okay. Moment of panic there. And there we go.
I think Strange is slower in the first and second sectors where there's more corners.
Yeah, he's got a lot more ERS, but he needs to make sure that he does not give Crikey DRS this lap. That's the most important thing he can do here.
Yeah, I think Strange's got a lower downforce setup for the straights. As you can see, it's a couple hundreds each, like,
yeah,
every second basically he's gaining.
Every time split. So let's see, will that gap be less than a second? Will Crikey get DRS? He's actually, I think, burnt it with ERS. I think he was just shy of it, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, he was just shy of it.
Yeah, didn't quite get it. Now Scream has a penalty. Is he going to be looking for these moves? And the answer is yeah, his mindset's changed. Now his job is to build a gap. He knows he can't get the win. So this is really spicing things up now. Drivers thinking differently, going for different tactics.
The gap's only 8 tenths now between Strange and Scream.
Yeah, I think Scream has got a lot of tyre life. I think he's really been saving it behind Crikey compared to the 10 laps that are suggested. Wouldn't surprise me if Scream won it on track, though penalties will make that different.
As I think Scream is under for fuel. It's yellow. I think that means that he's under.
Yeah, none of his rivals have that, certainly.
This could be very bad for Scream. He could run out of fuel.
There we go. Importantly, Scream does have the DRS of Strange. Strange now back within striking distance. And actually going wide there on that corner. I wonder if he picked up a warning or managed to play the system, avoid doing so. But here we go. Is Scream close enough to go for the move? The answer is yes. Look, looking around the outside. Now giving him the inside line for the next one. I imagine he's... Ooh. Strange does not want to give this up. He has in the end. Surely he knows that Scream has penalties here.
I think Scream's going to run out of fuel.
We will have to see on that front. But yeah, I mean, he's got those 3 seconds of penalties. There's only so much he can do about that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I missed it, but Steiny now also up to 12 seconds of penalties at some point. As Tango overtaken by both Cal Cohen and Nolsey. I think Cal Cohen possibly getting past the both of them. No, Nolsey getting it in the end, but yeah. All going wide though, hang on. Tango, a front row view of this battle going on, and in the end it is the McLaren that comes out on top of the Ferrari, and the Mercedes left in the dust there. Always nice to see battling through this middle part of the track when most of the overtakes are into turn 1. Breezing past with the DRS. Here we go, the front group going on to the main straight. 3 more laps after this one. Strange looking to get back the lead.
We see Scream trying to fight it, but Strange has got it done.
Yeah, but not just yet, 'cause I think that exit wasn't too clean, and here we go. Kryko view behind, surely can't stick it here. Maybe the cutback. Kryko sticking his nose in. Now remember, Kryko wants to get past Strange for the win, as neither of those two drivers have penalties. Same with Waitsy. Scream's real fight here is just keeping a gap to Demots and Hobbsy. He's not going to get a podium, he almost certainly knows that at this point. He either wants to make them battle so hard that they get a penalty, or maybe he just wants to try and win it on track and throw a bit of chaos into the race.
Yeah, maybe. As Nolsey has getting past Cal Cohen again. It's Taupe.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, the top 3 in the championship. First in the championship, Scream, sit in P2. Third in the championship, Strange, sit in P1. Second in the championship, Taupe, all the way down 17th, last on track at the moment. So you've got P1 and 3 battling at the moment, looking in favour for Strange. And this will close up the championship between them. I think it's, what's it, 17 points for P4 if I'm not mistaken?
I think so.
Which would put Strange to 3-point advantage. And oh, hang on, look at this, possibly 3 wide. Kryko, while Strange busy defending from Scream, Kryko says, you know what, I'll have the both of you. And Strange has dropped down to P4 now. Kryko all of a sudden looking on for the win. Scream, he sowed his chaos. Whether or not that was his intention, he certainly managed it. And Strange goes from looking at a P1 now to looking at a P3.
Yeah, what? I don't even know what happened. All I seen was Strange going wide. It's crazy, but Kryko's now in the lead. Waitsy could be in for a 2nd position here. Crazy race.
Yeah, well, I think Waitsy is. Now, of course, it does depend on how hungry Strange is. Strange knows he's here fighting for the championship lead, potentially. If he would have won this, he likely would have taken the championship lead. Now he can just close the gap down to Scream. At the moment, the 3 championship contenders, of course, early days, 3 rounds down, 9 to go, including this one. As Carl said in fastest lap, does appear to be the 2 Alfa Romeos and Strange. There are 3 main characters.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, any moves looking to be made here as they start the last lap. Kryko still leading, and he's got a car between him. That's the important thing. Kryko is so incredibly safe in his first because he's got a car behind him with a penalty. Unless Scream thinks he can get one of those warnings removed, which around this track, personally, I don't think it's too likely.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but Scream, a little mistake there. Right up to the back of Kryko.
What is...
As Scream's ran out of fuel.
Yeah, you mentioned it before. Scream is out of fuel. Well, that's very good for Strange in the championship. Very bad for Scream in the championship. You called it, it happened. And he's just going to keep falling down the order. We'll see how low he falls. As Strange going wide. I'm not sure he's got enough overtake to go for something here. The top three separated by just over a second at this point. None of them with penalties. So don't fall off the last few corners, boys. You really don't want a penalty now. But
As Nolsey's run out of fuel now as well.
Nolsey, where's that? Down in P13 actually. Still in the middle sector, but here we go, round in the final corner, and Kryko looking to get a victory here. I think he won the pre-season test, and here we go, winning round 4 of Tier 2 for Kryko, followed by Waitsy and Strange. D-Morts had some fairly solid penalties, that actually puts Hobbsy up to P4. Legend, I'm not sure we'll quite get any of them as Calcoen retires from the session, so Legend, going to be changes based on the penalties. So Dylan, Tigriff, Steiny, DeWill moving all the way up to P8 being penalty free, and Scream, what a bad end to such an exciting race. P11 for him.
Yeah, I said he was looking low on fuel, and unfortunately for Scream, championship leader, as you said, only finishes P11 because of that.
Yeah, Nolsey's out of fuel. Carl, I don't think he's out just yet, but he's flashing red. I think he might get past Nolsey and then run out. No, it didn't run out in the end, so P14, actually penalties. Nice, didn't get it in the end, but Tango, of course, picked up the last points position. Fastest lap going to Carl, so no points awarded there. And my goodness, what a race. I'm sure Kryko is absolutely ecstatic. Man came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. But, of course, pre-season winner showing us that he can win in other tracks as well. But, first win of the season for Kryko. Close championship, I reckon it's going to be to the end.
Right, so apparently Waitsy did not even get a single warn in that race.
Oh wow. If that is true, then that is very, very impressive. Let's have a look-see. I'm going to have a look-see. Let's see. Yeah, 0 warnings. Wow. That's very impressive from the McLaren driver. Right, I don't think Strange only got the 1.
Yeah, well, exactly what they needed to do, isn't it? Said it was going to be made up by penalties, and actually it was the first 3 on track in the end that got the podium. I'm hoping that Strange will be up for an interview. Waitsy has said yes. Can you get around inviting them while I'm about to run through to show me the standings as I'm looking at the podium? So yeah, so far Strange and Waitsy have said yes. Nothing yet from Kryko. So hopefully it's going to show me the order, otherwise I'm going to have to do a run through of the order by looking back on this. In fact, I'm just going to look back at the stream anyway. So to do a rundown of the order once again, on the podium with the win, Kryko taking his maiden win in Tier 2, ignoring the pre-season test. Then we had Waitsy in P2, no warnings whatsoever that race. Strange P3 after some crazy racing near the end. Hobbsy up to P4, promoted ahead of D-Morts by, what's that, 1.5 tenths because of penalties. Not sure who was expecting that one. Legend P6, Dylan P7, DeWill P8, Tigriff P9 and Steiny P10. Scream, the man who ran out of fuel, we saw P11, Tango P12, last point in there. AJ Wuhan 13, Nolsey 14, Kyle 15, then Tope, Calcoen, Victor and Frau to finish it off. I think I heard Waitsy join the party.
I did, man. How's it going?
Good, good. Congratulations on not getting a single warning in that whole race. You very well may be the only one.
Thank you very much, dude. That's yeah, that was, I think, more impressive than the actual result itself in the end.
Yeah, because it felt like both you and Kryko kind of came out of nowhere. I know you were kind of towards the front half of the order, but yeah, Strange had that mistake into turn 1 and went a bit wide on the exit, and just you capitalised there.
Yeah, that's right. I had to be there to capitalise on the slight mistake. It was there to be won, to be quite honest. Obviously went for the hard strategy first, get them out the way. And to be honest, my pace on the hards, I felt really comfortable on them. Boxed opposites. Oh, who was I following? Who was the guy in front of me at the end?
Kryko. The Haas.
Yeah, that's right. So I boxed opposite him. So he went, I think, lap 15. I went in the lap after, and it actually cost me a little bit. I sort of went for an overcut, but I had a lap fresher tyres at the end, and to be honest, I think that was probably the best decision. Yeah, sure, I didn't win the race, but 4/10 away, you know, I certainly can't go wrong, and I'm finally, you know, I'm up and running for the season now.
Yeah, so then we've also had Strange join the party. Talk us through the last few laps. At one point, it looked like that was yours to win.
Yeah, I agree, but yeah, I don't know, the guys also had great pace, so they kept up to me, and I think it was on the penultimate lap.
Yeah.
With that little incident-ish thing there. I think I lost like 2 positions, isn't it? Before the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little unlucky. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that was the point where I kind of gave it out of my hands, I think. Yeah, and then someone tried to kind of send it on me on the last corner, on the last lap, so I wasn't able to go for maybe P1 or P2, although I wish I wanted to do that, but
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've run the numbers yet, but I believe you are the championship leader now, so congratulations. You've jumped both Alfa Romeos. I think that puts you 4 points ahead of Scream and 8 points ahead of Taupe.
Pretty surprising, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah, well, Scream ran out of fuel and Taupe just was nowhere that race. So
Yeah, where was Taupe?
last man on track, P16.
Last.
Yeah, so it just kind of, I think he had to pit early on and never really got off the ground, just struggled the whole race, hoping for a safety car.
But yeah, that's good, being on top, like that, but yeah, that's to keep on going.
Yeah, then, because actually you almost ran the whole race apart from right to the very end, both first and second stint. You were the man leading most of it, you had control, you had a gap of over 1 second, no DRS to worry about. And then all fell away at the end. Were you kind of expecting yourself to win, or was it still very much this could fall away from me due to my tyres, due to guys and mediums behind?
Yeah, honestly, I did think I would win this, but yeah, I don't know. I can speak for Kryko, I guess. He had a little bit better pace than I did, so that's why they were able to catch up. Maybe it's even the mediums that are just quicker around here, even in later laps, I don't know. Because it seems like, on those cards I just wasn't able to keep the gap over 1 second, while in the first stint where I was on the mediums, it was a little bit easier to maintain the gap over 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
So, question to both of you, I'll start with Waitsy. Next round,
Sure.
round 5, China. What are thoughts on that as a track?
I always quite enjoy China. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm expecting to be quite competitive around there. So yeah, bring it on for next week. 100%.
Yeah. Actually, do you know where you'll be sitting? Well, you 8th in the championship going into this. You've gained yourself, is it 24 points? I reckon you'll be about P6, P5 maybe?
Somewhere about there. I think there was a gap of about 17 points to about P6 before tonight.
Yeah, exactly that. Actually. But you've certainly helped close it down.
Yeah, for sure. That was my target.
A lot. Right, Strange, how about you? How's China?
But I don't know how quick I am, so maybe upper midfield or something.
Yeah, well, you're championship leader now, so no pressure.
Let's see.
Right then.
Very good result then for both of you, and Krico as well. Of course, won the pre-season, I think. Was
Yeah,
it?
I believe so, unless
So-
I'm remembering wrong. But I think we will end the stream now. So if you're still here, go watch Tier 1. They'll be racing around. They'll be picking up lots of track limits penalties as we speak. Actually, I'm going to go and see if I can find how they're doing. But from us, thank you for watching. Well done to our drivers here for the podium. Yeah, they're on lap 9 actually at the moment. And we will see you next week around China.